fans, this is James with Mint Hunter Comics, and today we're talking about Hot Toys. For those of you that don't know, Hot Toys is an action figure company based out of Hong Kong that since 2000 has been focused on producing 1/6 scale figures. 6th scale basically means shrunken down 6 times. Now, whether you've heard of Hot Toys or not, you probably have seen pictures of Hot Toys statues and figurines, and you didn't even know it. Hot Toys has a reputation of extremely lifelike and realistic statues and figurines. Whether you're scrolling on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, I guarantee you've probably seen a Hot Toys figure in your feed somewhere on account of its hyper-realism. A lot of times I've even seen stock photos put up of certain movie and game characters, not realizing that it's not from the movie or video game, but actually a stock photo of these Hot Toys. These 1/6 scale Hot Toy figures have better likeness and realism in the head sculpts than 1/4, 1/3, even life-size statues. This isn't a Hot Toy statue, but it is 6th scale. Check out the size difference in here. Pretty significant. Now, how they cram this much detail in such a tiny statue, I truly never will know. But clearly, guys, Hot Toys has this down to a science. Now, while I think that they've never had any duds, there are certainly some that are better than others. So today, we're going to look at the top 10 best, and by best I mean most realistic looking, Hot Toys ever created. So guys, without further ado, let's get into the top 10 most realistic looking Hot Toys ever made, 2020 updated edition, with number 10. First up on the block here, guys, is Thanos. Hot Toys has made 3 Thanoses that I know of. They've made an Infinity War, an Endgame, and a battle-damaged Endgame version. The first one, the Infinity War statue, had such a perfect look and resemblance to actual Thanos that I have seen this stock picture thrown around on the web and borrowed, and it's actually the Hot Toys figure, and a lot of people don't know it. Talk about hyper-realism. I am siding with the Endgame version simply because these are action figures. They are not statues, and with action figures comes seam lines. The full body armor version from the Endgame figurine has armor placement all over those seams, so you won't be seeing those seam lines, and for that one detail, the Endgame Thanos takes the spot at number 10. Number 9, we got Harley Quinn, specifically the Margot Robbie version from Suicide Squad. Despite this being from a movie that I bring up at parties and social gatherings as one of the worst failures in DC movies of all time, you cannot deny this head sculpt on this Harley Quinn action figure right here. Hot Toys rarely has open-mouthed figures. They usually have a stoic expression on them, something very in the middle that you can pose in any form and it would still work. But I think this Margot Robbie face is so iconic that they had to go for it, and it was a big win for them. You cannot deny the likeness of this statue to the actual Margot Robbie Harley Quinn. And because of that, it's earned its place safely as number 9. Next up, we got Superman's dad. We got Jor-El, played by Russell Crowe in the movie Man of Steel. Another figure from a movie I don't totally love, but that's okay. Look how amazing this is. Whether you're a fan of the movie or just a statue collector yourself, you cannot deny the likability that is found in the head sculpt of Jor-El here. Does this not look identical not only to Russell Crowe, but the depiction of Jor-El in Man of Steel? I'm blown away by this. Number 7, a more recent-ish one. We got Doctor Strange. Now this head sculpt is amazing, but one thing that this statue has that I think some of the other ones are maybe lacking, I think the overall clothes and ability to move him in any position really helps here. This had an extreme number of display options. You could really do whatever you want for him. The focal point is, of course, the excellent face sculpt. Looks identical to Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange. I got to see one of these in person, and That's one of the things that solidified Hot Toys as honestly a little bit better looking than Sideshow and even like Prime 1 half of the time. I don't collect movie statues, but Hot Toys nails it every time. I collect more comic-based quarter-scale statues, but these 1/6 scales, nailing these movie and game portraits, they're undeniable, guys. Number 6, taking it out of Marvel and DC here. Now we're talking Grand Moff Tarkin from Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. They nailed this older look of Grand Moff Tarkin. What's noticeable about this statue is the wrinkles, the lines in the face, the sunken eyes, the bony cheeks. Everything that made Grand Moff Tarkin memorable is really shining here. I do have one beef with this statue. I do think that his hands show too much of seams and too much ball joints. That can be solved by keeping his arms down. But I'm not really here to talk about his hands. I really am here to talk about that head sculpt. Guys, take a look for yourselves. Look how perfect this looks. And you know what? This piece isn't even that new. This is from years back. Great job, Hot Toys. Keep them coming. Here we got John Wick. Now this is one that they've actually perfected. They've got Keanu Reeves' face down on this statue pretty much perfectly. I would consider this as near perfect as you can possibly get onto a tiny 1/6 statue. I truly do not know how they were able to do this. John Wick's popularity in recent years has just skyrocketed, so it makes a lot of sense for someone to grab this, and it is one of the more cheaper ones, being less than $250. Seems like a pretty good deal for a hyper-realistic action figure. Next up, Hot Toys has actually made a few of these, including a new updated Clone Wars version of it, but still in Star Wars, we're talking Darth Maul. The updated Clone Wars version looks really good and fits more into the mythos of the Clone Wars, but today we're talking about the OG Hot Toys Darth Maul, and look how perfect it looks here. Does this not look identical to the Darth Maul you remember from Phantom Menace? Whatever your thoughts on the lightsabers are, when Hot Toys does those, they add a moving effect to them. You can take it or leave it. I think it looks good. Some people think it's okay. Regardless, you cannot deny that head sculpt and its immaculate attention to detail with the horns and the face makeup and everything in there, but it's the eyes and the nose and the facial structure which makes it identical to the actor who portrayed Darth Maul. It is securely at number 4 on our list. Number 3, here's another one which Hot Toys perfected. This is Dark Knight Rises, the Christian Bale head sculpt. Hot Toys had made a few Batman Hot Toys by this point, including a Dark Knight Hot Toys. However, it's the Dark Knight Rises version in which they perfected the Christian Bale head sculpt. Queen Studios and other studios have done 1/3, 1/4, half scale, and lifestyle busts of Christian Bale, and somehow this tiny little 1/6 figurine is still the best one in my eyes. I think that is the most accurate to Christian Bale I have seen thus far. The only one giving a run for its money is the upcoming Queen Studios Dark Knight statue. Bringing it back to Star Wars, how could we not mention Count Dooku? Now, say what you will about the prequels. I personally love them and will defend them, especially whenever anyone brings up the sequels. But that's not what we're here today to talk about. We're here to talk about those eyes, those wrinkles, the hair, the unique look that looks identical to the actual Count Dooku. They really did an outstanding job here. This is another one that's hard to get right now, despite it being a prequel character. Maybe that means the prequels is finally getting a little bit more love? We'll see. But this is easily one of my favorite Hot Toys statues ever. I had my eye on this since it came out and haven't stopped looking since. Guys, before we hit that number 1, let's talk about a few honorable mentions that should make its way onto this list. Up first, we got the Hot Toys Evil Anakin. Up next, from Deadpool 2, we got Cable. Number 3, Black Panther. And final honorable mention goes to Commander Cody. Alright guys, number one, some of you Hot Toy heads are going to know it before I even say it. Number one goes to Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. Guys, this is an actual shrunken Michael Rooker. I'd be afraid to have this for fear of Yondu attacking me in my sleep. It's that realistic. The statue and action figure community lists this as one of the best likenesses ever created ever in any scale. If you've seen my channel, you've seen I do statue reviews, and sometimes I review pieces on their likeness, and I rate things from 0 to 10, and I actually have this picture of Yondu as number 8. It's just something I need to correct. It's been bothering me for a couple months now. Yeah, this is perfect. I have seen it in person, and I will say it does match to the pictures. It's screaming likeness of Michael Rooker. It looks identical to Yondu. Anyone would be lucky to have it. The problem is, this now goes for 3 or 4 times its original price tag. I don't collect that toy line at all, but if I ever see it come below $400, I'll get this like that. It's hard to imagine anything ever dethroning Yondu from number 1. That was the 2020 updated version of the best looking, most realistic Hot Toys ever created. I know my buddies watching this like, where was Luke Skywalker? Listen, Hot Toy statues all look amazing, but some look identical to the source material, and that's what this list is based on. Let me know in the comments what is missing from this list. What are some of your favorite Hot Toys that you own? What upcoming Hot Toys are you really interested and excited about? Let me know in the comments, guys, and as always, keep on collecting.